Welcome everyone to our Posh podcast. I'm your host Gabrielle with my daughter Marcella.
Hello.
And our co-host today, Bernie Diamond.
Hey.
And our DJ Spider.
Hello.
He sounds very
That was not very
excited.
festive like ours.
I
But
know.
I was working over here, so.
So today's episode, we're going to go right into it, is, you ready?
I'm eager.
Will I ever find the one?
Wow.
The one. Whatever that means.
You know, the thing is all these different episodes you guys do, they're legitimate questions people have.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
real questions.
We
that people have.
research and research, and then we go by our own life experience.
Don't judge on your own life experience. No, maybe your mom's, but not yours.
Maybe. My mom, yeah.
Or my life experience. So.
She's a good one to go off of.
So here are 17 things you need to remember. Everyone
I'm ready.
that is trying to find the one.
The one.
First one, you are not too old. Regardless of your age, you are not too old to find love.
That's my motto for everything.
So
True.
I'll fully agree with that because as I've gotten older, I got divorced when I was 38. I'm 41 now. And that was a fear when I was going through my divorce. It's like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a single dad. But what I have learned is the same way that I'm older. And it sounds like 1 + 1 = 2 making sense. But what I've learned is there are a lot of older people my age that have gone through shit relationships with dickhead guys who are just looking for good guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned that as I've dated, it's been very nice.
Eye-opening?
Yeah, it's been eye-opening to realize that, all right, there's plenty
But
of
it's
options
good
out
for
there.
people to hear even
Yeah.
you say that, because I think that sentence is the number one problem in not just dating, but like everything.
And so
I mean, my mom found her now husband when she was, I think, 58.
really?
Yeah, I mean, and I have heard of other people I'm meeting all the time. Like,
Yeah.
it's not, you're never really too old ever.
It's so the other part that's really decent about it is that there's a pro and con. The con is someone could be stuck in their ways, or you're fucked if they're stuck in their ways and not changing. But then you meet some people who are just really good people who have they've made some bad
Learned a lot.
mistakes. They've learned a lot. And they're in a good place. And so I haven't found that person yet, but I've heard.
The most
On that
important,
journey.
the most important thing, I think, is that you don't stay in a relationship you're not happy in.
Yeah.
Because if you are in one, then you're actually going to block yourself from meeting the right person. So that's very important to know. And so regardless of your age, you're not too old to find love. Sure, it might seem like you are, and it might really feel like you are, but all the good ones are not gone, even at your age. You never know who you might meet or run into, or what old flames might spark again with more passion than ever before. But these encounters can only happen if you don't declare your seniority to the world and keep your eye on the prize. With age comes wisdom, and you'll be better suited to find a mate who is better complement for you.
I think females have a bigger fear in that one, only because of the constant, and I know we'll talk about this later, but the pressure of children and the pressure that asshole people, and I'm going to call them all assholes, and you know you are one, the constant like, your eggs are drying up, you're going to be, how old, their time is ticking until you have a baby.
Do people have that really say that kind of stuff?
I'm not trying to call them out, but I work in a dance studio, and I cannot tell you the amount of women and moms who have said that to me, and it literally makes me so mad. First of all, I don't need your fucking opinion, number one. I didn't ask for it, number two. Number three, leave my eggs out of it, because nobody knows what has happened. And if people feel that they have the right to say that to people without even knowing, not that I've had a bad experience, but I do know some people who have tried to have kids who cannot.
Yep.
Who have been pregnant and have miscarried. I know some people who don't want them. So your fucking opinion is rude, and I cannot stand it. So I feel like you're putting pressure on girls to get with people that they might not be happy with, because you feel like they need to have a baby by the time they're like 30, or they'll be
Damn. That's some serious
dried up.
passion on that, coach. And fuck all of you.
They get like that. It's so annoying. Marcella, at times, when I'm like,
Wow.
leave me alone.
I didn't realize those. I seriously had no idea that kind of pressure is put on women.
oh, freeze your eggs. Go freeze your eggs. Hurry. You're going to like dried up plums in there. I'm like,
I just had a
so
friend,
young. That's
I don't know. That's what I think. I never have felt that until other people say it.
so. I didn't have my ex-wife, Jet's mom. She was 33 when we had Jet, and so she had her first son at 26, something that 26, 27.
Who is pregnant now from the Dallas? Not Dallas, from the housewives thing. Like somebody big, and she's in her 40s. Something.
Oh, Tamra.
Yes.
Or something.
Oh, really?
Tamra Judge is pregnant right
but
now.
you had a baby at 42.
Yep.
I had a friend that just had twins at 45.
Yep.
Wow.
I have a friend who didn't start having children until she was 42, and she had 3 quickly, back to back. But
How was that at 42 having a child? Because I mean, at 33, it was kind of hard on my son's mom, but I mean, actually, I don't know.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it. I mean, I felt like I had learned so much. Plus, it keeps me young.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. So
Yeah. It does. It made everything fun.
Yeah.
But she didn't know, like, no health issues or anything like
Oh no.
that.
That's like, I think that's the fear that a lot of women get, that they're getting older. So, I mean, I have no idea. I'm not a woman, but I think that's one of the things I've heard as they got older is the health issues. Like, and you are more prone to have more issues for the child as you get older. But
I think in today's world, it's a little bit
Different.
different. I mean, I think that everything has shifted a little bit. I think people have children later in life more so than it was when it was like everyone got married at 18, 19, 20. I mean, everything
right.
changed a little bit. I think people are doing stuff a little bit later.
I think people need to also like enjoy some life because, man, I'm telling you, when we got pregnant with Jet, we weren't married. We got married after his mom was super pregnant, so we got no time to enjoy being married
Each
at
other.
all. Yeah, we didn't get, so I mean, it's almost like you want to try to, accomplish and do the things you want to do selfishly because my God, when they get there, you can't turn them off. They get on the shelf, they
They're
do not
there.
stop. They crawl, and like I'm happy where my son. I'm happy where the age my son is now 7 because he can kind of do his own thing. But man,
You don't love the baby age at all, you said.
I don't like the first 3 months. I feel like they're really hard because they don't give back. All you do is like, you just constantly, like, you don't ever sleep and you feed and so much work. And
When
they
she
don't
had
give
my
back.
sister, it was the number one birth control for me. I was
Really?
like, oh shit. Like, no.
say I didn't get a chance to experience any of that because my son's mom was a stay-at-home mom while I worked. So, and which was awesome.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
right.
And I discredited that one time. I'm serious. Like I remember when I was working 25/8 all the time, and we got in this argument, and I made this argument one time, and I just told her, "You get to stay home. You live in yoga pants." Da, 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 da. And then like the following weekend, she's like, "Hey, can you watch Jet while you're shopping?"
You
And I'm
got to
thinking like,
experience it.
"Yeah, that's fine."
Easy.
And after like an hour, I was like, "This kid doesn't stop." He did, like even between surgery, I could at least take 5 minutes to use the bathroom, do something. No, when they're that infant small thing, they don't turn off at all.
Stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home
very, very
parents
hard.
That's a
need
six-figure
a
job. That is a six-figure
pat
job.
on the back.
Oh,
for sure.
it is true.
I know it is.
They did that thing
They did
with
that-
your
and-
chauffeur and like right now. I'm going to tell you right now, my daughter is 15 years old. Because of the choices we make where she goes to school and everything, because that's important to me. Extracurricular. There are days where I spend 6 hours
in the car.
just turnaround time driving her somewhere. It's only an hour, so I have to stay 6 hours in one day, and she's 15. I don't have an infant. That's how much time it takes to be a parent that's involved, that wants to have the right things for their children, and it's a lot, and a lot of men don't get it. It's really, really, really hard, but that's
It's
a whole
full-time.
nother
that's a whole
conversation on
nother
another thing.
conversation.
Number 2 of 17.
Okay, number 2. Love is not reserved for the very special people in the world. Keep in mind that although it feels like everyone around you is in love, it's not true. There's nothing wrong with you, and there's nothing special about them. You'll find love when it's meant to be for you. Number 3, it might be a numbers game. Here's the thing. If you don't buy a lottery ticket, you can't win the lottery. The same goes for dating. If you don't go out and meet people, you can't fall in love. Okay, sure, you can meet people online, but unless there has been some new invention we aren't aware of, you still need to go out and have a date or two to see if this thing is going to work.
I was like Tinder.
Tinder
Isn't
and
that
Bumble.
just for sex?
No.
Oh no, I mean people use it for that, but
I mean, anything can be used for sex. Technically, the gym, anywhere
yeah.
you go, the grocery store. But no, like Tinder was
Kayla-
always
yeah.
fine, and Bumble and Match and all that stuff. I mean,
I judged the girl who got married from Match.
Leanne got married from Match.
Leanne got married from Match. Kayla and Johnny got married from Tinder.
Ashley Lamoth got married from
Yeah, a lot of
yeah,
people.
I've known a lot of people who got
Yeah.
hooked up from dating apps.
I think if you use it for just sex, like that's fine. But
But you're also going to find, no matter which app you use dating wise, there are people who are about it and people who are not about it. So
I have never been on one, so I don't even know how it works. But
it's comical at best. I mean, like it really is to see all that when you're swiping left and swiping right. It's really pretty awesome. Then it's funny when you see people that you know really well on there. And it's like
Yeah.
that's always kind of interesting.
Cracks me up.
I know that there's a catfish of me on there.
Really?
Oh yeah,
I've never
people send
run
it to me
into
a
it.
lot. Yeah.
I was on Sizzle for a while. Do you ever hear of that one?
No.
They match you by your bacon preferences.
Oh, yeah, we
What?
talked about that.
Are there a lot of people on that?
No, I don't even think it's around
Oh,
anymore.
okay.
It was
Bacon
like
preferences?
it was
That's
like an
awesome.
Oscar Mayer thing.
Oh my gosh, I just remembered something, you guys. So, Nima, actually, we had him on the show. He owns the sex toy store.
Uh-huh.
He texted me the other day and said, "Hey, I saw one of your girls." What they mean by my girls are always the models. From
Sounds like we run like a
yeah.
Ashley
brothel.
Madison around here, but we don't.
And he goes, "I saw her on an escort site."
Oh.
And I go, "What?" So I said, "I need to see it. What site was it?" And he told me about that site, you guys.
Pornhub? I'm just kidding.
No. He is actually terrible, but I never heard of that name before. I thought he had misspelled it, so I went on there trying to find her. I couldn't
You find her?
No.
You didn't take a picture?
Yeah, I know.
No,
I'm
I
like,
said, so now I don't know if I believe him.
But then there's seeking arrangement, which we've talked about.
Is that really people do it?
I know a guy who did it. And years ago, I said, I want to see all the girls you have. He goes, oh, yeah, here's my, basically, what did he call
So
it?
he's the one who's paying the girls?
Uh-huh. He said he'd rather do it than date. He was like, here's my, client list. And I was like, shut the fuck up. You know,
So
It's
he-
called
he can literally-
ECCIE. Have you ever heard of that before? I didn't either, but it was
About to check it
interesting.
out.
For
ECCIE.
experimental purposes,
And it's for
research.
all
all
for the
different
show.
cities. All different cities. And it's like people that they have the price, how much they cost, everything.
That's crazy.
well, yeah, but
So how did it work for him?
Well, he just said, "Here's my what did he call it? Here's my payroll sheet." And here are all my girls on the payroll, and I looked at it, and he just had a long list. And
Did
if
you know any of the girls on the payroll?
I did not know any, but I would be too scared that people would see me on these things. Like
I know, I'm always so shocked. And I was like, oh my God, I went on purpose.
I mean,
trying to
not
find her,
Tinder or
didn't find her.
Bumble or anything like
No, I
that.
understand.
But I mean, like an escort, I'd be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, right.
with my dollar amount.
I wonder if.
$100 million.
Yeah.
Anyways, relax and do you. As the old saying goes, a watched pot never boils. Oh. Don't focus on finding love. Get a hobby, make some new friends, take up a dance class, go to the movies by yourself, write, read, paint, travel, eat, sleep, have fun, get a dog, go to the
Sleep.
park, take a road trip, start a business. There are a million things you could be doing to make your life better. Don't sit on the couch and feel sorry for yourself. Love does not make everything better. If you think that hooking up
true.
with someone on a long-term basis is going to suddenly improve your life, you might be sorely mistaken. You might find things are better at first, but that is just because you're focusing on that person and not focusing on fixing the other areas of your life.
Have you seen that meme? It's like, and I think there's a few pictures for it, but it's always someone sleeping peacefully and there's like a bubble above them. And it's like how I sleep knowing that I'm not with anyone and no one's cheating on me and no one's doing
No,
this.
I've
And I
never
don't have
seen
to
that
call
before.
funny.
Oh my
Sleeping
God.
so peaceful. Like I don't have to worry about anybody and do my own thing.
Well, you know, it's really funny how true that is. But at the end of the day, everybody, I don't care what anyone says they don't want to be, they don't want a relationship. They may feel that way for the moment,
Yeah,
but
of course.
at the base, everybody
You want
wants
someone
find
to
somebody.
share your life with.
You just want someone you can trust to share your life with.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's very important.
Very
Right.
true.
Say that again. We're going to use that as
I
a
don't remember what I
quote.
said. I'm sorry. You want someone you can trust to share your life with.
Exactly.
Yes.
Don't be negative. People feed off other people's emotions, and if you're all uptight about finding love, there's just no way that it's going to come to you. You know this is true because you can't stand to be around your Aunt June, who is so negative about everything. Check yourself to make sure you aren't putting down the same kind of vibes for others to pick up. You might literally be repelling people from loving you.
I think negativity is horrible anyways. I am allergic to it.
The worst is people who don't know. Like they genuinely not realizing they're just negative, just horrible to be around.
Actually, that happened to me when I was judging not too long ago. Yes. My roommate, I was like, I made a list.
Oh yeah,
guys,
she kept texting me.
Your list.
Yes, I had a text her. I go, I have never in my life. Now I had to share a room with this person for 3 days. Everything was wrong. Every single thing. Like there's nothing in her life that was okay. Like down to the sheets are uncomfortable. The pillows are too hard. Her food is not okay. This is bad. I was like, oh my God.
She texted
oh
me.
my God, no wonder you're not engaged to your boyfriend because he cannot deal with your negative ass.
Yeah,
Say something positive. Oh my gosh, yes.
Do not pretend you're okay. If you're feeling broken on the inside, but you're pretending to be living a killer life on Instagram, the universe is going to pick up on the bullshit and call you bluff.
But who do they do that to though?
Right,
if
I
they're
know.
not supposed to be negative, like who do they? I mean, if that's all they're doing is that little part.
Yeah. In return, you'll get dates that are also pretending to have their shit together, and when you're in the same room, everything will feel like a hot mess.
That's so true.
That's gonna
God, that's so true.
I don't know.
Don't just stay home all the time. Come on now. Are you serious? You're staying at home waiting for love to find you? Get off the couch and get outside. Don't rely on others. If your mom has been trying to set you up on dates since the 7th grade, you might not even know how to go out and find a date for yourself. You don't have to commit to anything, and you certainly don't have to say yes to anyone you don't want to see again, but go with the intention of just seeing what is out there. Ask others to help. While you shouldn't put all the pressure on your friends and family, find you someone to love, nor should you rely on them to do all the work for you. It's okay to enlist some help in making connections.
Weren't you supposed to find me someone? Remember that? We had this conversation. What was up with that?
I actually have some people in mind.
Stop. I didn't want to hear about it.
No, I do.
Who did you say recently?
Trisha. Yes. I think they'd be so cute.
Let me see pic.
You
Okay,
like her.
going.
Okay. Build a good life for yourself. One of the most important things you can do in preparation for finding the love of your life is to first build yourself a good life. Don't wait to meet someone to buy that house, car, take that trip. You don't need someone to validate your ideas, but you also don't need someone to pay for half of these things. If you want them and feel like you shouldn't do it because you're alone, think again. Have faith. Rather than be humdrum about life,
Have faith.
have a little faith.
Believe you're not a loser. Something happened.
That things are going to work out for you. It's the most important. Know you deserve love. You can't walk around feeling sorry for yourself and telling yourself that nobody wants you. Nobody wants you like that.
It may be
for
true,
sure.
but stop talking about negative Nancy.
Yes. Accept the love offered to you. When it comes to finding love, you have to be open-minded about where you accept love from. We all have dreams of being rescued from our lives by a knight in shining armor.
Oh God.
We just have to be willing to let it into our lives. Throw out your idea of an ideal partner. If you ever want to find someone to love, you need to rethink your stringent checklist for a mate.
That I know somebody like that, a girl like that.
Really?
I'm like, you are never gonna find this person. It's
Read the last one.
Throw out your idea of an ideal partner. Everything has to be perfect.
like a checklist.
There's no one out there that's perfect.
Did you find her?
Oh yeah.
I wanted to see her. See?
Eyes.
Oh yeah, they're like piercingly blue.
Wow.
Beautiful girl.
She's a
And
dancer.
I love her. We love her.
I love her. Yeah, she's beautiful. But you're right. There's like no perfect. No one's perfect.
No, and I think if you have such a strict checklist, like I know a girl who like no one ever fits like the mold for her, and it's like I was like, you're never. I mean, I tell her best friend to tell her like that's never gonna work ever.
So it's really interesting. Valentine's Day, that whole thing. I go to Elevate Live in Frisco, and so
I love that show.
It's Keith Craft, and I just like the guy. I like the way he speaks and the way he talks. It resonates with me really bad, right? Or really good. And so he did this Valentine's Day. It was on a Wednesday or Tuesday, and then the service thing they do on Wednesdays. Anyways, the message that him and his wife were answering just questions about their marriage, because they seem to have a really strong marriage, right? And
Not my
sorry, that was mine. My bad.
Usually she gets in trouble.
Is that what it is? My bad. But it was really unique. And they were answering questions, and they were answering legit, real questions, not censored. And one of the questions was, how do you make your marriage work? And this is something that I thought was it was a strong statement. And he said, we keep our expectations incredibly low. And what he means by that, and it is, usually whenever we tell someone, like if we're dating someone or we love someone, I love you, you better say it back. Like that's like, you know what I mean? Like we want
well, yeah,
to hear
how
it
awkward.
back. Yeah, right. But the thing is, what he was saying, when our expectation is you're going to say it back or something like that. If they don't say it back or something, then we start getting really hurt.
Yeah, you're
and
devastated.
We start getting frustrated, and they don't love me, and we start building this own story in our mind. And I thought that was a really strong statement. I mean, just as you could probably speak to, is just having the lower expectations of when you tell someone you love them or when you do something for them, do it because
you want to.
And I thought that was really cool. But it goes into
you just get disappointed, and then you're so upset, like. Valentine's Day is probably a good time to do that because we did a show on Valentine's about the expectation of Valentine's Day or even the holidays. Like then there was like Girlfriend's Day on Valentine's Day or what was it? Everybody like now the girlfriends have to do a day. Galentine's Day. I'm like, what the fuck? And now you have to do all these pictures for Instagram for Valentine's Day and everything just gets higher and higher and higher.
It's a hater's holiday is what Valentine's Day is. It is.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Everybody fights.
Everyone's let down on Valentine's Day. But that's true. There's no perfect partner.
No.
Not even kind of.
There isn't. And I always say you have to be so careful, but the little quirks that people have that like maybe annoy you, you have to try to fall in love with them. Now, this is taken that it's not a narcissist and you're in a
hate
good
when they breathe.
Yes. Like, like you have to find a way to like where you go, okay, this is really getting on my nerves. And then you go, oh, you're so cute when you do that.
Or just end it before it starts because they're really annoying. Yeah.
That works too. Be open to the power of suggestion. You have to look for signs from the universe telling you that there's something right in front of you that you can love. If you shut yourself out from the world and off from the signs that are often right in front of you, then you are missing out on a chance to encounter a special kind of love, the unexpected kind. Be a better communicator.
Oh, yes.
You have to ask yourself if your communication skills are up to par. If you're lacking the ability to carry on a conversation for more than a few minutes, or you get nervous around people, you might want to work on those things. I don't think either one of you guys have that problem.
No one has that problem.
No.
Yeah, but it's true. The communicator part is a big deal because I learned this is no matter who you're dating, no matter what, you can't read their mind.
No.
And I think a lot of people tend to just keep their thoughts themselves. And what ends up happening, and I mean, I've seen this where it's initially not a big deal. Something may not a big deal to somebody. And then I've seen it all of a sudden, a bunch of no big deals blow up into this massive deal. It could be, and the stupid deal blows up on could be like, I wanted a venti as opposed to a tall latte or something. Like it turns to stupid as shit.
Will admit I'm the queen of this.
Are you? So what makes you do that then?
I don't like to fight. And I don't like for things to get like because I get so anxious, I think because of my past, that I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I don't want to cause any issues. But I know that I've been like this since I was younger though, because she'd be like, we cannot read your mind. Like nobody knows what you want if you don't say it. So I don't ever say anything. And then it becomes this huge thing. And then it's like a avalanche.
Are you that way? You're not that way, are you?
Not at all.
You're a communicator?
If something's wrong, I have to say it right then and there, or I will die of it. Like I cannot hold that in. I cannot handle it. In a relationship, I started writing because
journaling?
No,
or just
I write
to
like
Patrick.
I write down what bothers me, because what happens is the person receiving the letter can have a chance to read it and like think it through, and then I always ask for a response, because then it's not
and
like
it's been really awesome.
I was going to say that's not normal, right? I mean, no, and it's a positive when I say that's not the norm. That would be an amazing thing because, man, if you have someone who is secure enough to allow you to say, I'm not happy about this, and they actually take it, process it, and say, okay.
Because see, what happens is then the defense mechanism is not there, so you can really, and I mean, I'm not like, I don't write letters just to attack. I also say the good parts, but this is really upsetting me or bothering me. And then you have to read it, think it through, and then you have to respond. It gives you like that whole time.
Yeah. We have this joke in our family, like if you get a letter from her, like you're in trouble. Patrick's gotten the most letters, but we've all gotten a letter once or twice.
Have you ever thought about doing... Have you and Patrick ever thought about doing like a podcast on y'all's marriage?
We are going to.
Yeah,
He's
you gotta
gotta
come on.
That would be really cool because people are really questioning how to make stuff work.
Yeah.
When we used to joke, it kind of all started anyways because she had a blog called Gabby Talks, and it was her really, and because I would ask for advice, my friends, my students, like anything, like we just always ask her. So that's kind of how this started
awesome.
Anyway.
Can I start asking for advice now?
Yes, anytime.
Everybody does.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
start.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
It's
So-
like an anonymous.
started.
I'm going to text you. I got this problem, and it's this person you set me up with, and you're crazy, and I'm pissed.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
My girlfriends call her for advice.
Really?
Text her.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love it because I think it's so important that you always point out the positive things because not everyone is bad, but you have to make sure that you say what's wrong because especially as women, it does grow and it just gets worse and then there's resentment and you don't want that.
Yeah.
So, and my husband is also amazing in the fact that he lets me do that and he always is like very sweet about it. He never like, that's why I don't like saying it though because he is quick response.
Yeah.
And then I don't like it. So
When you can't say everything you want to say and people get defensive and people get their feelings hurt and then you like missed something and then
right.
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
Yeah, so with that being said, that also goes. I feel like when all that resentment builds up and all that stuff gets that lack of communication and it becomes miscommunication. I think that's when it can also lead to grasping on the other side. And well, this person they meet some random whoever it is, guy or girl, whatever, who's the opposite sex of starts. Well, when I'm around this person, they understand me and they communicate with me. And the problem is they just don't know what a dick you are. They don't know what an asshole you are yet. And so, but we start justifying and talking to the opposite sex or whatever.
I can't wait for Patrick to come here and I want you to come too when he's here.
Yeah.
Like it's funny when you hear him say it because I sometimes go in, he has never, like we have had a guest on that is like, well, if you get the chance, then I get the chance. He's never done that.
Yeah.
Like he's never done that to me ever. He's just like, I want, I'm happy in my relationship. I want to make sure you are too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. I don't know.
You guys are the minority, you know that, right?
Yeah.
they are.
You're not
They really
the
are.
lottery tickets for
Yeah.
relationships. For
Yeah,
sure.
but we do work hard at it. So
But you have
and he
to,
works
though.
really hard at it, and I think that's another thing. And I don't know you in a relationship, but men are supposed to be the driving force in doing the date nights and to do all that and to court a woman. And I think that gets lost today.
So I agree to an extent. Here's why I feel like the same way women want to feel, pursued and all that, and guys want to, dude, we want to feel good too. Like when I went on that date and the girl paid, I was that made me feel so good. It was not expected at all,
Right.
But I agree with you that I'm assuming, and I say this, maybe you guys agree with me that as men being the strong force and whatnot, you want to feel that security. That
For sure.
they're taking care of you that way.
But I think the more a man courts a woman and the more a man does in that way, naturally, as women fall into doing things that make then the man feel better. That's
Absolutely.
And
really
if they
believe
don't,
that.
then they're not the right woman either.
No, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with
So-
you both.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Everybody's happy. Model your relationship after one you admire. There you go. I mean, just saying.
It's true.
In conclusion, whether you are recently broken up with someone or have broken up with someone or you have been single your entire adult life, don't fret. With simple changes and a better attitude about what you want and how you can get it, you'll be back in the dating game in no time.
At the end of the day, I feel like reading all this and listening to this, it's all really great stuff. So do people have access to seeing like lists like this through your website or anything like that? Or it's a good list.
It is good.
It really is a good list.
Do that.
Yeah, that gave us an idea to attach it.
That's right.
Yeah, probably.
But I mean, people just need to. I agree with everything it says in there. I mean, if we could just,
I can
relax.
attach it to the notes
Yeah.
in our
That'd be cool.
podcast notes.
It'd be really,
so
really
people
cool.
can really look at it. I think it is important. There is these things that make me laugh. Will I ever find love? Not if you keep doing these 12 things. So now you find out what you should not be doing.
You're an asshole, so
Okay.
no, don't be that anymore.
You ask too much of people. Don't do that. You expect too much of people.
There, you just said that.
No.
You don't think you need to change.
Oh my God, that's horrible. You're a bad person if you don't need to change. I'm just
You're
kidding.
picking all the wrong people.
Marcella.
Yeah, right.
You don't
Just
see
kidding,
the
just
writing
kidding.
on the wall.
I'll take that one up.
Yeah, I'm bad about that too.
And when you do find someone, quit thinking it won't last. You keep playing games.
Well, you think that games should be played.
Some games should be played.
I agree. I
It
agree.
makes it keeps
cat and mouse
it
chase, yeah.
keeps the relationship a little exciting.
Twister.
Twist.
I'll play those games. Yeah,
You
Make
That's
it
a
Twister.
that's a drunk game you can play. The Twister.
Make
Oh,
it
I didn't think about that.
You keep thinking that love is enough. You think you're too old. You don't believe in the numbers game. You think dating is rock science.
rocket
Science.
Rock science.
Rock science. So everyone can find love.
Isn't that the saddest though? Because I've said it before. Like love is not enough. Like there's just too many factors. Sometimes it's
not.
not.
No, it's not.
You can love someone so much and it just won't.
No.
Can't work sometimes.
Love definitely is not enough because I mean you're right. You can have all the emotions and it can feel there, but if there's mistreatment, like if again you could love a narcissist.
Yes,
At
true.
the end of the day, I mean you really can. At the end of
Think
the
about
day,
that.
I mean you still have to be with someone who makes at least you got to be a whole on your own.
Yes.
Two half people can't make a whole. I'm sure we all heard that, but
Right.
yeah, there has to be action behind it.
Yeah,
for
because,
sure.
I mean, love fades. It I don't care
For
who you
sure.
are. The feeling goes away.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
quickly, not quickly, but just it goes away.
Yeah.
You can remember the core of it, but if you don't have everything else that sparks that love here and there. I'm saying this guessing right now, but it makes
It's
sense
true.
to me. At least.
No, it is very true.
Yeah, it's true.
We need to end our show because everyone has to go
Work.
to our other jobs. And we're gonna end it with the question of the day.
Yay! I don't know.
The two posh girls ask the question of the day.
Read your writing.
So today's question of the day is: will you sign up for Facebook's new secret crush?
No.
What is that? What is it? I haven't heard about that.
Ew, it creeps me out.
What
It's
is it?
supposed to come the end of 2019, but it is already active in other countries. And what it is, if you sign up for it, then you will find out all of your Facebook friends if you are their secret crush or if that's
Wait.
so weird to me.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna sign up for that. I want to find out who loves me. Find out who has a crush on me. So how do they determine who has a crush on you?
I think that you both have to like.
Like a Tinder's Bumble, like a Bumble thing?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna sign up for that. Of course, I'm gonna sign up for that. I want to find out who
has
thinks
a crush on you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And let them know who I have a crush on them.
Yeah, so it's just like that. I guess
Unless
you're
I'm dating someone when that happens.
Yeah.
No, dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's new.
No, obviously.
Oh my God,
Spider.
absolutely
Oh,
no.
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 No. I just looked the other day.
You
and I
definitely
haven't-
don't need to. And you darn don't need to. That would be that might as well be like a Bumble Tinder match.
Yeah, I
deal.
think it's like put together, and instead of like Bumble, only the girl talks, right? Or hits on the guy or
Yeah,
something. I guess
yeah.
you just equally. Hey, I have a crush on you. I have a crush on you too.
And that just sounds weird now. That sounds really creepy. Like,
It's
I
like
have a crush on you. You got a
a
crush.
yes, no, maybe circle one.
That's right.
Yeah, but
What
I
it feels
think
like.
with females, you get like those creepy like.
But you
God.
shouldn't be friends with creepy guys.
Oh, you have to be friends with them.
I think so.
Oh,
That's
Wait,
why.
what?
like if your
what?
Facebook's public, it's not the same, I guess.
Oh, I
Start
don't
back
know.
over. I just lost what you guys said. What now?
You have to be friends on Facebook.
Oh, for the new app thingy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, probably.
Really? I bet you know.
Oh,
See, I was
don't know.
wondering if you have a public, or even if it's not public, like could somebody see it and say they have a crush on you and then you are friends?
Well, I would bet I'm making an assumption that they'll allow it because think if you just had met somebody, like, because think how many people you met, like, oh, I'm
Right.
fun on Facebook, not like just that for whatever, they're friends of friends. And if it's some attractive opposite sex, that you will say, hey,
I have a crush
I have
on
a
you.
crush
Want
on
to be
you.
friends?
I know we just
Yeah,
met,
add
but
friend.
be my friend, please.
Will you add me as a friend?
Yes,
Oh
add
my
me.
God.
Circle yes.
'Cause,
Please, please
yeah.
circle
I have
yes.
a crush on you. That's actually pretty
Well,
funny.
that's gonna be interesting when that comes out. We're
Yeah.
gonna have a
I
show
will
with
let you guys know
on
all
that.
about it. All about it.
I need all your crushes.
Yeah, I
All
want
my
to know who has a
crushes.
crush on you.
And we'll like interview them.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
God, it's like when you the dating game.
This is going to be awesome.
Sit
Yeah.
behind-
Please have me back for this one.
We'll do a dating game with you.
Wouldn't that be so fun?
yeah.
Well, the secret crush you would know, but we should do a dating game
Hey,
anyway.
count me in.
We are doing a dating game with
All right.
you, Bernie.
I
You know,
am
like
in.
where they sit behind the screen and the girls have to. You can't see them.
No. No.
You want to see them the
Hell
whole time?
yeah, yes.
So are we doing one at a time?
Or maybe you're like in a secret room and you're like back there, like hiding, and
Let's
you
do
can
that.
see.
Oh, can you hide him in back there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can.
I'm in on that.
That's the
pick.
coolest. But then we need to put a thing over here so you can see her.
I like the way this is going right now.
Oh yeah. Because he can see them, but they can't see him.
But if they,
Oh.
so are they going to, are you, if
No,
you
he
say
shouldn't
it's me,
see him either.
No, he wants to see him.
or I could just give you some parameters
Oh, yeah.
of
Give us
like
the
when I want to stick
parameters.
around and then we'll do it that way. It'd be fine.
Yeah.
But it's
That'd be
important that
super-
you guys
that would be
stick to the
really
parameters.
fun.
Yeah, you gotta tell us like your type. Like we need a
He
list.
told me before. I have him all.
What did I say on the list?
He's like, I need it
Okay,
now.
people.
People.
If you are interested,
Let us know you have a secret crush on
That's
Bernie.
right. Curious to say what my list was. If it's embarrassing, don't say it all out loud. If it makes me look like an asshole.
not too young,
All right.
nice smile,
Yep.
nice teeth,
Yep.
a good job,
Ah.
That makes
works
sense.
out,
Yeah.
smart, and not too crazy,
Yeah. All
and
right.
not superficial.
Yeah.
I have a good list.
You do have a good list.
Yeah.
I have
Do
a
you
good
have like
list.
hair color or like
No,
you don't
okay.
care about that? Okay. Yeah,
Someone
me
who
neither.
who works out, who's into fitness, because I'm into fitness. That's a cool thing to be able to do together. And they don't have to be super wealthy, rich. Just someone who has a decent job. That's
Yeah.
just nice to add to it. And somebody's not too young because there's a life expectancy of things. Like, I mean, if you don't need life experience, I'm not expecting you life experience.
Yeah.
There's a difference. You can be the greatest person in the world, but
Well, I think it's hard to, especially now too. I feel like the younger girls, it's like 22.
I couldn't
Funny
even.
how you picked that age.
I couldn't even. How'd you get 22? Is there a story behind 22?
Oh yeah, there is. Go
I'm
ahead.
saying no.
Come
I gotta go. I gotta go to work.
Okay, cliffhanger, people.
I mean, 43 and 22. I don't know what they talk about. It's just weird. Anyway,
When this is off, you got to tell me. Now I'm dying to know
I
what this
know.
is.
Okay, bye.
Okay, everybody, thank you for listening.